Hey guys, this is EmeraldFire, and I'm back with an update to my custom commands video, and this time my system can accept much more than the 15 commands that it could accept previously, because in the last video I used colored wool to execute commands by checking the damage value of the wool and then executing the corresponding command. But this system instead uses the damage value of tools. So it's exactly the same setup, although I just put it all together on one clock for simplicity. But it uses the damage value, this one, of a diamond hoe to determine the command, and this one uses the damage value of the flint and steel. But I'll talk about this one first. Now this does act slightly differently in that instead of accepting the command immediately after the hoe takes damage, because then it would always be one damage value, this one instead uses a sort of submit button, which is the golden hoe. For example, if I want to execute command number 1, then I will take 1 damage to the hoe and then click submit. Command 1 activated. Similarly, 2 damage, submit. Command 2 activated. 1, 2, 3, submit. And you get the point. And then I also have it so that if it's any more than 4, because I only set up 4 of these, it will say command not recognized. And nothing will happen if I submit it without taking any damage. So, let me just briefly explain this. This checks for the golden hoe with 1 damage, so that's the submit button, and then this one clears the player's diamond hoe if it doesn't have any damage on it. So that way it doesn't give an error, it just returns the hoe. Then these ones over here first give the player the golden hoe back, and then each of these 4 blocks checks for damage of 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the diamond hoe. And then if it does, I just have it leaning into a say command. And then this one, if none of those other ones work, clears the diamond hoe, and if that works, then it says command not recognized. And then this one just gives back the diamond hoe. So that's great. I mean, the diamond hoe has 1,561 durability, that's 1,561 possible commands, but there won't always be dirt wherever the map needs to be. So this system works anywhere there's a block. Now, if your map has a lot of flammable blocks and you don't want things being griefed, you might want to turn off fire tick. But if it just has blocks like glass or other stuff that aren't flammable, then this system will work very well. So, this works in exactly the same way, except this time I'm using a fishing rod to submit. And the reason the fishing rod is not in place of the flint and steel is because, firstly, it takes longer to use. You can just hold down, click with the fishing rod, with the flint and steel, and it'll go faster. And secondly, because the fishing rod takes 2 damage every time it gets pulled out of a block. So similarly, the submit block has to have a 2 instead of a 1. So now I can do the same thing. 1. The glass is just so it doesn't start a fire. It could be used anywhere. Command 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was actually 5. Okay, well, yeah, you get the point. Okay, so this is pretty much the same thing. Like I said, this tries to clear the fishing rod with 2 damage, and then this will get rid of the flint and steel if it doesn't have any damage, so it won't say anything. And then once again, this gives back the fishing rod, command 1, 2, 3, 4, like the damage value 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this cleans up if I take too many damage to the flint and steel. So this new system, if you choose to use it, will allow for many more commands. So if you have more commands than there are colors of wool, then you can use one of these systems. I still do like the crafting to use commands, but this one, it's still good. It's still simple, and it works. So that's all for this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!